Every year, thousands of young Indians enter the job market. They dream of building successful careers and creating a better future for their families. But for many of them, that journey turns into a nightmare of uncertainty and struggle. And even if they manage to find a job, many discover that it neither matches their qualification nor offers the salary, career growth, or financial security they had worked for. At the same time, many companies say they cannot find the skilled talent they need. This contradiction raises a serious question. How is that possible at the same time? India's unemployment issue is the outcome of several structural changes that quietly reshaped the Indian economy for decades. These changes have transformed the way jobs are created, the skills industries demand, and the opportunities available to thousands of young people entering the workforce every year. In this video, we will explore the three major structural factors that have contributed to India's unemployment crisis. If we look at the economic journey of most successful countries, we will find that they have generally gone through three stages of development. They began with an agriculture-dominated economy, gradually shifted towards the manufacturing sector, and finally evolved into a service-based economy. But India's economy followed a completely different trajectory. It moved from the agriculture sector directly towards the service sector without experiencing the kind of manufacturing-led transformation seen in the most successful economies. As a result, India missed one of the most powerful engines of employment generation, the manufacturing sector. But the question is, why does the manufacturing sector play such a crucial role in the growth of an economy? The answer lies in the unique nature of the manufacturing sector. Unlike agriculture and many modern service industries, manufacturing creates employment opportunities across every skill level. From factory workers and machine operators to technicians, engineers, managers, and researchers. It acts as a bridge between agriculture and the service sector that allows millions of people to move into more productive and better paying jobs. If we analyze the other two sectors, we will find that both have their own limitations. The agriculture sector has its own set of challenges. For instance, employment is often seasonal, farmers remain heavily dependent on uncertain weather conditions, and incomes are generally low and unstable. This makes it difficult for agriculture alone to provide stable livelihoods to a rapidly growing population. On the other hand, the service sector provides higher salaries, better working conditions, and a decent standard of living. However, it has completely different limitations. Most service industries require specialized education and technical skills, which means they cannot generate employment opportunities for millions of people across different skill levels in the way manufacturing can. This is precisely why manufacturing sector becomes so important. It has the potential to absorb a large workforce while simultaneously boosting exports, industrial production, and overall economic growth. Unfortunately, India's manufacturing sector has remained relatively weak and currently contributes less than 1/5 of the country's economic output. Recognizing this challenge, the government launched initiatives such as Make in India to strengthen manufacturing and create more employment opportunities. However, despite these efforts, the manufacturing sector has not expanded enough to become the large-scale employment engine that India needs. If we analyze India's job market, we will find a shocking reality. On the one side, millions of educated young Indians are struggling to find stable jobs. But on the other side, many companies are also struggling to find candidates with the skills they are looking for. This growing skills mismatch has become one of the most significant reasons behind India's unemployment crisis. In many cases, the problem is not simply the complete absence of jobs in the market, rather, there is a growing mismatch between the skills employers are looking for and the skills many graduates possess. But how did India reach this stage? To understand that, we first need to look at India's education system. Suppose talented youngsters dream of building a career in the semiconductor industry, the shipping industry, or biotechnology. They spend years studying, work hard, and believe that their education will prepare them for these opportunities. But when they finally enter the job market, they realize that the industry expects practical skills, hands-on experience, problem-solving abilities, and technical expertise that many educational institutions have failed to provide. The reason is that India's education system has long been criticized for its heavy emphasis on theoretical knowledge rather than practical learning. While industries continue to evolve rapidly, many educational institutions have struggled to keep pace with changing market requirements. As a result, students often graduate with degrees but without practical skills that employers are looking for. This growing gap between classroom learning and industry expectations has become one of the biggest challenges for India. Therefore, the Government of India introduced initiatives such as National Education Policy 2020 and Skill India Mission to modernize the education system, promote skill development, and reduce the gap between industry requirements and workforce skills. However, despite these initiatives, the implementation of these reforms has remained uneven, preventing millions of young Indians from fully benefiting from them. As a result, India is still struggling to fully utilize the enormous potential of its young population. The consequences of this mismatch are visible across the country. Thousands of young people work hard and believe they have done everything right. But when they fail to secure sustainable jobs, many feel frustrated, isolated, and uncertain about their future. In many cases, talented graduates are forced to accept the jobs that have little connection with their qualifications. It is not uncommon to find graduates working as a delivery partners for companies like Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, and Zepto. Not because these jobs lack dignity, but because suitable opportunities in their chosen field are often difficult to find. But this is only one part of the problem. Even if the skills gap is reduced, India still faces another major challenge, that is the shortage of quality jobs that provide decent salaries, career growth, and long-term financial security. This is why India's unemployment crisis cannot be understood simply by counting the number of jobs in the economy. It is also about whether education system, industries, and economy are working together to ensure that talent finds opportunities it deserves. Technology is transforming our lives faster than ever before. Whether it is ordering food online, making digital payments, booking a cab with a single tap, working from home, or even using artificial intelligence to finish complex tasks within seconds, technology has become an inseparable part of our daily lives. There is no doubt that these technological advancements have made our lives more convenient, businesses more efficient, and economies more productive. But every technological revolution comes with its own set of challenges. The very technologies that are creating new opportunities are also transforming the job market. And this has become another important reason behind India's changing employment landscape. But the question is, how is the technology affecting employment? The answer lies in the rapid adoption of artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, machine learning, and advanced softwares across almost every industry. Unlike previous technological revolutions, machines today are no longer replacing only physical labor. They are increasingly capable of performing repetitive cognitive tasks that were once carried out by humans. As a result, companies can now complete the same amount of work with fewer employees while significantly reducing costs and improve efficiency. This transformation is already visible across several industries. For instance, manufacturing companies are increasingly using industrial robots to automate production lines. Even software companies are using artificial intelligence to generate computer code, analyze data, write reports, and automate routine programming tasks. This is no longer a prediction about the future. It is already happening. This year, in 2026, several global tech companies announced a large-scale layoffs while simultaneously investing billions of dollars in artificial intelligence. Additionally, several international organizations have also highlighted this growing trend. According to the International Monetary Fund, artificial intelligence could affect nearly 40% of jobs worldwide. However, this does not mean that artificial intelligence is the enemy. History tells us that every major industrial revolution fundamentally transformed the way people work. It has eliminated certain jobs while creating entirely new industries and opportunities. Therefore, the present tech revolution and rapid expansion of artificial intelligence are likely to follow the same path. The difference is that the jobs of the future will increasingly demand creativity, analytical thinking, digital skills, and continuous learning rather than repetitive physical or cognitive work. This means the real challenge is not the tech revolution itself. The real challenge is whether people, educational institutions, businesses, and governments can adapt quickly enough to this changing world.